I decided we'll get off Kanye for a minute. We didn't gave him his 15 minutes of fame, and look at some of the things occurring in the world on a global scale, on a national scale. Uh, we start out by getting Book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 36. And it reads, "Watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." So that was Yahweh Shai telling us to watch out, observe, and pray to the Most High so that we can know what we ought to do in these last days to escape some of the hard times and calamities and plagues that He go bring upon this earth, so we can avoid them and find favor with the Most High and be accounted righteous. And if you've been paying attention to the news, a lot of crazy things going on. Like I said, from this war with Russia and Ukraine, tensions brewing between many other nations, droughts everywhere. I know you're talking about how low the Mississippi River has gotten. How low the Colorado River has gotten. Food situation, all the supply chain shortages, the economy. It's a lot going on. It's kind of confusing, really. You don't really know what to do if you're just looking at the news and taking it at face value. You wouldn't know what you need to do. There's no way you can know. You get the book of Psalms, chapter 71. Psalm 71, verse 1 and 2. "In thee, O Yah, do I put my trust. Let me never be put to confusion. Deliver me in thy righteousness and cause me to escape. Incline thine ear unto me and save me." You see that? So that's what we need to be doing. We need to be praying to the Most High to deliver us so that we won't be confused. We need to turn to His word so we can understand what's going on in these times and what we need to be doing to find favor with Him and escape so we won't be punished along with the rest of the world. Let me share this article. This is a CNN article, and it is titled, "The U.S. economy bounced back last quarter after shrinking in the first half of the year." The U.S. economy grew last quarter, bouncing back after shrinking in the first half of the year, but there are indications that consumer spending, which powers the U.S. economy, is starting to soften. Gross domestic product, the broadest measure of economic activity, rose by an annualized rate of 2.6% during the third quarter, according to initial estimates released Thursday by Bureau of Economic Analysis. President Joe Biden hailed the GDP rebound, describing the report as further evidence that our economic recovery is continuing to power forward. While the economic growth underscores the United States is not currently in a recession, economists caution that the latest GDP report doesn't mean one isn't imminent. So this is pretty much saying that we're doing good right now, but we're still coming up to a recession. So I don't know about you, but it seems kind of confusing if they saying the economy is doing a lot better and is growing. We producing more than we did this time last year, but we still headed towards a recession. Let me go to another article. I just wanted to shout out. Let me share this actually. I'm gonna share the screen on this one. This is actually just a few headlines. Can y'all see what I'm sharing?
No, I don't see anything. Oh, now I can. Yeah.
Okay, good. So you see, it was saying just in previous article, it was saying that everything is growing, and then you look at these articles here, these titles. Apple is weathering the economic downturn. Amazon stocks fall by 20%. And this one is talking about inflation. Stock end-day mix is tech's tank. So this is saying it's going down. U.S. economy bounced back after shrinking in the first half of the year. U.S. mortgage rates top 7%. So, it's giving you a mix. It's one side is saying it's doing good, but then you look at some of the details, it's making it look like we're in trouble. So, that's the media for you. That's the economy. It's confusion. That's the time we live. We live in a time of confusion where we're not exactly sure what we need to do, in order. But, like I said, that's why we turn to the Most High. We turn towards these scriptures to get an understanding on what we should be doing. I'm about to get another scripture. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 20. And it reads, "But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also." So if your main focus is, building this immense wealth and building, ain't nothing wrong with, having nice things. But if that's your main focus, you're not focused on how to get to the kingdom, how to please the Most High, and you focused on laying up treasure on this earth, then it's going to all eventually come to naught. Just think at the beginning of this year, I did an article. I read an article saying how many millionaires have been created through the stock market and through cryptocurrency. And at that time, I think Bitcoin was at about $60,000 or a high 50-something thousand. And if you check it today, it's like at 20. So a lot of those millionaires that were created, they're not millionaires anymore because they lost a lot of their money through the stock and through crypto. So just like Yahweh Shai said, moth corrupt and rust corrupts. Then same thing will happen if you put too much faith in these earthly treasures. I mean, because think about how many people dedicate their life and break morals, kill people, rob people, destroy, end up in prison just for the love of money. And then at the end of their life, they don't have anything to show for it. I wanted to share this too. This is just the index. It's kind of showing what's driving the prices in the stock market. And I just thought this is interesting. I'm not sure exactly how they calculate this, but I just thought it was interesting that it's teetering towards greed. I just found that pretty ironic. Let me grab another article. This one is titled, "As Winter Bites, Putin Has a New Tactic." So this is another point of confusion. They've been talking about the war. So you hear some people saying Russia is the biggest threat to society. Putin is a madman. Putin is a great nuclear threat. And then you hear other people saying that, acting like Ukraine is winning this war. Ukraine has an advantage. So, what's really going on? How can we tell? And let me read this article. With evenings drawing in fast as winter approaches, the lights are going out across Ukraine. This week, Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister, I.N.A. went as far as to warn citizens who fled the country when Russia invaded not to return home this winter amid rolling blackouts caused by strikes on the power grid. "We need to survive this winter," she said, adding that If people come back, the electrical grid might fail. Electricity rationing has become the new grim reality of war as Russia tries to destroy Ukraine's economic capacity and force its leaders to the negotiating table. Russia has targeted Ukraine's critical infrastructure with a barrage of missile and drone attacks in recent weeks. 30% of the country's power plants have been destroyed, according to President Volodymyr Zelensky. His energy minister has warned Ukraine might need to import electricity to survive the winter. Until recently, Ukraine was exporting electricity to the EU market. The poor performance of the Russian army on the battlefield, particularly in recent months, has made President Vladimir Putin and his general change tactics. As Ukrainian forces continue their advance to recapture the strategic important city of Kherson, the Russian military campaign has shifted to depriving citizens of electricity and heat. So in one sense, it's saying, you know, that Ukraine is, well, that Russia is, you know, cutting off their energy and that they facing a shortage. But in another sense, it's saying like Ukraine is losing Ukraine is winning and Russia is performing poorly in the war. If they put y'all under siege and cutting off y'all supply of energy, that don't sound like it's a poor performance if you ask me. You know, I don't know. I'm not a war expert, but you know. While Ukrainians stock up on candles and firewood in preparation for power outages and winter temperatures that regularly fall below negative 20 degrees Celsius, Western leaders to consider what they can do to prevent Putin targeting Ukrainian civilians and creating a humanitarian disasters. Let me grab one more article. Very next article. Europe now has so much natural gas that prices just dipped below zero. Europe has more natural gas than it knows what to do. So much, in fact, that spot prices briefly went negative earlier this year. For months, officials have warned of an energy crisis this winter as Russia, once its region's biggest supplier of natural gas, slashed supplies in retaliation for sanctions Europe imposed over its invasion of Ukraine. Now EU gas storage facilities are close to full. Tankers carrying liquefied natural gas are lining up at ports, unable to unload their cargoes, and prices are tumbling. So, and then this article is saying that, you know, the rest of Europe has so much natural gas that they ain't gonna have no problem with producing energy and heating their houses for the winter. And then the previous article saying that Ukraine might be without power for the winter and can't heat their homes for the summer. And you know, they part of the, you know, they right next door to each other, so you would think they would just share with each other, you know, since they get the European Union, they imposed the sanctions on Russia. They not gonna look out for their brother. So what's really going on here? Let me get some more scriptures. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49 and verse 20. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Most High that he hath taken against Edom and his purposes that he hath proposed against the inhabitations of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. So, you know, what exactly is going to come of this or how it's going to play out specifically, we don't know. Especially if you're reading the news, we don't know. But according to these scriptures, regardless of the outcome, it's not going to end well for Esau, for the land of Edom. So we do know that. So, you know, no need for us to be confused. We'll let everybody else be confused. You get Psalms 22, verse 3 through 5. But thou but thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praise of Israel. Our father trusted in thee. They trusted and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee and were delivered. They trusted in thee and were not confounded. So as long as we trust in the Most High, we shall not be confused and we shall not be confounded. Get get the book of Judges, chapter 7. I'm gonna read verses 1 through 7. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Moreh in the valley. And the Most High said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee, too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, my hands have saved thee. So you see that? So the Most High, the Israelites were finna fight the Midianites, and the Most High was with the nation of Israel. And the Most High looked at them and said, "Nope, there's too many people. You know, it's gonna look like they did this on their own. if I send that many out there, let me get a precept to back up what I'm saying." But I'm gonna read one more verse. Read down one more verse. Now, therefore, go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000. So there were 32,000 and 22,000 left. So now it's just 10,000. So he cut down by a third. So let me get a book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verses 8. And it shall come to pass that in the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. And they shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Most High is my power. So you see that? Just how the Most High is only go accept a third of us, you know, because think about it. If every Black and Hispanic and Native American rose up, you know, it's not going to be spectacular if only a small portion of us rise up and make it through all these tribulations and defeat pretty much the rest of the world. You know, the Most High only needs a small amount to do a lot with. That's how he shows his power. Let me get one more precept. Get Romans 9 and verse 17. And it reads, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for the same purpose that I have raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. So it wouldn't look impressive if the Most High brought us out of the land of Egypt and, you know, it was just some, you know, old regular civilization that didn't do much, you know, but how much more spectacular would it look if he brought some lower class people, for all intents and purposes, out of the greatest nation on the earth at that time? So the same way he did that back then, come out of Egypt, is how our salvation is gonna be even more spectacular. Because not only is this is why we going up against one of the most spectacular and greatest, most powerful nations in history, we go come out on top of the world. Not just this nation, but all nations. And we go be on top. Not all of us either. Just a small portion of us, 1/3, less than 1/3. And get 2 more scriptures. Deuteronomy 10 and verse 17. For the Most High your Yah For the Most High your Yah is Yah of gods, the Master of masters, a great power, a mighty and terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward. So you see that our power is the top dog. He's the most powerful. He's mighty. He's terrible. How can you be ashamed? How can you be confused if that's who you got with you? You can't. It's not possible. Let me get my last scripture. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So you see that? As long as the Most High, we can never be confounded. We'll never be ashamed. And our kingdom is going to last forever. And with that, I say shalom.